in child pose and just resting your hands wherever they are comfortable. And then we're slowly taking the hands out in front if they're not already there and reach into extended child pose and breathe. And then moving very slowly up onto hands and knees. Coming with your wrists below your shoulders, knees below hips. And then we'll rock from side to side. You can probably hear me kind of groaning and moaning. The more I sit around, the more stiff I become. You don't realise how much you walk, do you? And stand up. Sitting down is really uncomfortable. So get the body moving from side to side. And then we'll come backwards and forwards. Taking the hands right the way to the top of the mat, leaving the hips high into puppy pose. Breathe here, really stretch the fingers out. And then come back up onto hands and knees and into a cat-cow, arching. And dip and extend into cow. Arching. And dip into cow. So keep moving into cat. And cow. And cat. And cow. We'll tuck the toes. And lift up into down face dog, walking through the heels. And then walk the hands to the feet, bend the knees, let the head hang. And we'll slowly roll all the way up to standing, coming to your mat. Hip width apart with the feet, palms facing out into mountain pose. Try to place the weight through the heels. Place the rib cage backwards. You can wriggle your toes. Close the eyes if you wish. Take a deep breath. Feel the rib cage flare and then exhale slowly. Rotate the palms, interlace the fingers, push the palms away. Like I said, my back from sitting down is not a happy back. So I think a lot of movement is required. Let's come to one side, into side stretch. And to the other side. Oh, missed the fly. Coming back to centre, take the feet a little bit wider. As we come to one side, take a heel off and we'll move from side to side. Who have I this evening? I've got Sarah. Hello Sarah. Hello Kim. Hello Claire. Jane. I think that's it. Jane, Kim, Sarah. Can't see who else. Oh, and Philippe, I think, as well. Side to side. And we're back to centre, taking the hands up above and bending all the way down and pushing up. You want to sit all the way back and lift up. Let's get everything moving. And then we'll come to the top of the mat. We'll come into warming with some sun salutations. I'm going to make the first few really, really easy. We might build on them if I feel strong enough. If not, we'll just keep it really simple and easy. Standing mountain pose to begin with. We rotate the palms and come down into a fold. Take the hands to the shins, just above the knees. Flat back extension and fold. We'll step back on the right to a lunge, place the knee down. Come into a kneeling plank and we'll chest, chin, belly to the floor and lifting up into baby cobra. Back down to the mat, push onto hands and knees, tucking the toes, down face dog. You can walk through the heels. Look into the hands, step in on the left. Don't forget if the foot gets stuck to push it through. Step in on the right to your fold. Hands to shins, flat back extension. Fold, got him. And rotate to right, back, heart, centre. Let's start again. Rotate, come down into a fold. Hands to shins, flat back extension. Fold. Step back on the left, place the knees to the mat, right into kneeling plank. We'll stay here, then chest, chin, belly to the mat, lifting to baby cobra. Come back onto the mat, pushing onto hands and knees, tuck the toes, down face dog. Walk through your heels if you wish. You might like to wiggle around in your down face dog. You can do that. Look to the hands, step in on the right to a lunge, left to a fold, hands to shins, flat back extension and fold, and then we'll rotate and rise. We'll come back down again to a fold and we're going to add on just a little bit. Hands to shins, flat back extension, fold. Step back on right to a lunge, drop the back knee. Lift up into crescent moon. You take the arm across the knee and rotate. Breathe. Come back down onto the mat, tuck the toe and step back into down face dog. This will be your resting pose. Take a breath, step in on the left to lunge. We're going to straighten that front leg and round nose towards knee. Step back into a fold. Hands to shins, flat back extension. Fold. And push all the way up, palms to heart center. Let's go for the other side. Rotating the palms, come down into fold. Bend the knees if you need. Hands to shins, flat back extension. Fold. Step back on the left this time to a lunge, drop the back knee. We'll lift up into crescent moon. Don't forget to breathe. Take that hand across the knee and rotate to the back. Oh yeah, all the towels are in there, sorry. You get to live with our domestic life now.
Sorry guys.
Come back to the centre, take the hands to the mat, tuck the back toe. Come into a kneeling plank, chest, chin, belly to the floor. I can't remember if we did this on the other side. Come into baby cobra. Back down to the mat, we're pushing onto hands and knees, tuck the toes down, face dog. Breathe. Look to the hands, step in on the left, to right to a fold. Hands to shins, flat back extension. And fold, and we'll push through the heels and rise back to the centre. Coming to a wide stance on your mat. Toes are in, heels are out. Oh my God. It's that funny weather again, isn't it? That we're in between hot and cold. Oh, boiled. Okay, so this is where you can cheat and use your sofa or a chair if you wish. So if you want to use the work surface, if you're near the kitchen, please do so. I'm going to come down into a wide fold. I'm going to stand like that so you can see. Wide fold, taking the hands to the chest in prayer position. I'm going to breathe, pull in through the belly. We'll take the hands out wide. We'll take the hands behind you, clasp hold of the elbows. So if you want, you can hold onto your work surface, or you can rest like this onto your sofa. Taking the hands out wide again. You can either rest holding to the work surface or onto your sofa, or take the hands to the mat. I'm going to rotate towards the ceiling. Take the hands to the mat. Rotate the other way. Take the hands to the mat. Hinge from the hips a little bit deeper. We'll push back up into flat back. You can either be on your sofa like so, touching the floor into a flat back extension. And we're going to heel toe in and come down into a squat. High squat is the alternative, or sitting on your sofa if it's low, or a chair, or a small stool. Take the elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together. I just hang out here for a bit. It's kind of fun. As I say, this is the antidote to sitting on the sofa all day. Oh, my back. Just stay here for a little bit longer. I'm going to push through the heels and slowly, 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 slowly rise. That is hysterical, watching Jane come out from the bottom of a video camera. Oh my God, small things. Take yourself wide into a warrior two. We're taking the arms out to shoulder height. I'm just going to straighten the front leg and then slowly bend. And straighten the front leg and slowly bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Let's come to the other side. Turn to face the opposite direction. Warrior two. Straighten and bend. And straighten and bend. and straighten. And bend. Straight and bend. Turn to face the other way. This time you're going to lift the heel off the mat. I'll stay here for a moment. I'm going to place the heel to the mat. Step to the other side. Take the heel off the mat. Breathe. Place the heel down and we'll step to the other side. Take the hand to, or the elbow to the thigh into side angle. And breathe. Lift back up into warrior two. Come down into side angle. Back into warrior two. We'll come down into side angle. We're just going to make it a little bit more challenging by lifting the other arm. Breathe. Lift up into warrior two. And we'll come to the other side. Warrior two. Elbow to thigh into side angle. Back into warrior two. Elbow to thigh, side angle. Back into warrior two. Side angle. Making it a little bit more challenging, take the other arm up and breathe. Lifting all the way up, toes come to the center, back down into your fold. And breathe. Resting in your forward fold and just letting your head hang. Hands to shins, flat back extension. We're heel toe in and come down into our squat. Elbows to inside of knees. Taking a hand to the mat and rotating the squat. Coming back into Hindi squat, elbows to inside of the knees. Try to extend through the crown of your head. Let's go to the other side and rotate. Back into Hindi squat, extend through the crown of the head. And then come down onto hands and knees and rest back into child pose and rest. So allow your body to breathe just for a little bit. Slowly coming onto hands and knees and into your cat-cow arching. Extending, dropping the belly, lifting the chin into cow, and then back again into cat. Just moving really slowly. and coming back into your box position. So I start by making it really easy. This way you can stay in the easiest if you want, or you can continue to progress as I am. So in a box position, we'll come down onto elbows. Can have the palms together, and you just want to lift the belly slightly so that you're in a mini elbow plank. Try not to let the belly sag so that your back is overly bendy. You want to feel like you're pulling yourself up by your belly. Now breathe here, and then we'll push up onto hands and knees. Let's come down again. So go to the opposite arm, coming down onto elbows. You're in a mini plank, mini elbow plank. Breathing. And then lifting back up onto hands and knees. So you can continue in a box position so that your wrists are below your shoulders and your knees, your hips, or you can take your hands one space forward, sliding your shoulders forward into kneeling plank like so. Try not again to drop the hips. The hips shouldn't be right down here. You should be in a nice straight line from your hips to your shoulders. Breathing. In our plank, we'll come down onto elbows. Breathe. And then lifting up onto a straight arm kneeling plank. So remember, you can always go back to the easier option. We'll come down onto forearms. Breathe. Now kneeling plank on forearms. And then lifting back up, straight arm kneeling plank. So you can stay there like that, or you can make it a little bit more challenging, tucking the toes, lifting into straight arm plank. We'll breathe. Coming down onto forearm. Keep breathing. Gonna lift back up onto straight arm plank. We'll come down onto the knees and come back into extended child pose. And rest. Take your wrists by your ankles. Allow your shoulders to relax and breathe. Let's take the hands out in front into extended child pose. And then bring our shoulders forward again into kneeling plank. We'll rotate the elbows, chest, chin, belly to the floor. And just let yourself rest. Turn the toes out. Have the arms beside you and relax. Turn the head to face the other direction. Put the forehead back to the mat. Toes, ankles, knees in line, and we're going to lift up into Locust Pose. Taking the hands off the mat, lifting thighs off the mat, chest off the mat, and breathe. and then come down to the mat and rest. We'll do that again, lifting chest off the mat, thighs off the mat, arms off the mat, locust pose. Breathe. Taking the arms out in front now. Keep breathing. Come down to the mat and rest. Lifting into elbows on the mat, Sphinx pose, and relax here. Forehead comes to the mat, wrists by your rib cage and bring the elbows in, so you can continue to stay in a Sphinx pose as an alternative to this. Otherwise you're going to lift up and then push continuously into up face dog. Thighs are off the mat. Remember, Sphinx pose is your alternative here. You're going to breathe. You're going to either come onto your knees and tuck your toes, or you're going to lift into plank pose. Breathe. And then we'll lift up into down face dog. Breathing, relaxing, walking through the heels if you want. Let's come up onto the toes now. Really pull up through the belly, rolling over. So you come back into a plank. Kneeling plank is your option. So if you want to place your knees to the mat, you can. Rotating the elbows for chest, chin, belly, all the way to the mat. So the option is to stay into Sphinx pose like this. Otherwise, we're coming up into up face dog, taking thighs off the mat. You can drop to your knees and lift into a kneeling plank, or you can lift up and turn the toes into a plank. Breathe, and then into down face dog, and rest. Come onto our hands and knees and into a cat-cow. Oh yeah, I forgot, it's the NHS clap thing. If you want to go off and do that, you're quite welcome. It's kind of weird doing yoga with people doing round of applause. I haven't actually done it yet. Not because I don't respect what they're doing, but I don't feel the need to stand on my doorstep and clap. That might sound weird to some of you, but just I haven't wanted to. So into a cat-cow, and then bring yourself into a seated position. So as well, we'll just pause as everyone is clapping. Those who are still with me, let's take a moment just for gratitude. I prefer to have my gratitude as quiet gratitude, sending love from the heart, rather than standing on my doorstep, clapping my hands. This is a nice little interlude where we can sit in a cross-legged position, our eyes closed, our palms facing out. Breathing and noticing and sending love to those, sending our gratitude to those. And being aware of our changing world. Take your hands now and place them to your heart. Remember to draw that love that you have been able to give to others, and remember to give that back to yourself. It's important to replenish. We'll take the fingertips behind us now and place the soles of the feet together. Move yourself just a little bit closer to your heels. And we'll take the fingertips right behind so that you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. And we're lifting the chin up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Coming back to center. So the option is to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. Otherwise, we're going to take a heel and place it right the way by our hip. So you have several options. You can sit in a cross-legged position. You can keep this bottom leg straight so you look like that, and this top leg is going to come to the side like this. Or you can sit with that bottom leg tucked under and your knees in a stacked position in cow face. We're going to take the arms out wide and bring one hand towards the ceiling in a, is that 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock? 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whatever that is for you. And then bring the elbow down and taking the hand to the middle of the back. Now, as you do that, you might find that you start to extend through the rib cage. You're going to bring the rib cage back down. And we're going to try and bring that elbow back by our ear. So those who have come back in, we're sitting either in a cross-legged position like so, or in our cow face like this. If that really is tricky for your hips, then the bottom leg can be extended like so. Taking our top arm and bringing it down into cow face. Bring the rib cage back, pulling the other arm out to the side. You're going to bring and walk your fingers so they try to meet. Don't worry if they're not meeting and your hand is somewhere down here, that's quite okay. Otherwise, you're trying to walk up to meet. Breathe. We're sitting in cow face pose. Taking the arms out wide. Just rotate them and back the other way. And we'll sit into the other side. The bottom leg, putting the heel by the hip and the top leg stacked so the knees are stacked. If it's really tricky, you can sit in just cross-legged position or have this bottom leg extended like so. So I'm going to sit like that for this side, taking the arms out wide, bringing yourself to 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock if you're doing the other arm. We'll take the elbow down. Now this is where you might have pushed the rib cage out. You're going to bring the rib cage back. You want to walk that fingers down towards the middle of your back and try to bring this elbow right the way in by your ear. Taking the arm out wide. I'm going to bring and try to meet the other hand. Now one side I can always do and the other side I can't. Not without a lot of kind of grunting and straining and potentially not doing something nice to my rotator cuff. So don't force this. Breathe. Sitting in cow face pose. So taking the arms out wide and rotating one way and the other. Let's hinge from the hips. If you have yourself in cow face with this leg here, bring it out and extend it, keeping the leg by, or the ankle by the hip. You're going to hinge from your hips and round nose towards knee. And breathe. Let's sit up nice and tall and we'll come to the other side. Extend the other leg. The top leg comes over so the knees are in line. The ankle is by your hip. And we're going to round nose towards knee. And breathe. Let's sit up nice and tall and take the soles of the feet together. Bring the hips again towards the heels, the hands just above the ankles and the elbows onto the knees. Hinging from the hips now and rounding into a bound cobbler. And bring ourselves up to seated. Take your knees in and sit back into a boat pose. If you want, you can hold onto the two fingers and interlace them round your toes and sit into extended boat pose. Otherwise, coming back into boat pose, crossing the legs, and then walk the hands right the way in front of you into a seated, extended position. Coming back up again and into our boat pose. So the option is to take the fingers around the toes into extended boat pose. Breathe. You're going to cross your legs the other way round. Hinge from the hips. Walk your fingers all the way out to the top of the mat and into a seated folded position. Bring yourself up to seated. Knees come together and gradually roll down onto your mat and drag the knees into your chest and gently rock from side to side. Take the arms out at shoulder height, stacking the knees over the hips, and we'll roll down to one side. Rest the knees, rest the hips, rest the ankles, and then rotate your head to the other direction. Coming back to centre with the head, lift the knees up and over to the other side. Dropping your knees and your ankles, and then looking to the other direction. Coming back to centre, hug the knees again. Extend one leg along the mat and hug a knee to your chest. And then we'll swap to the other side. Place the soles of the feet to the mat. Gently rock the knees from side to side. And let the knees fall out into reclined cobbler, palms facing up, closing the eyes here. Bring the knees slowly together and rock them again from side to side to side. And then you can put on something warm, maybe get a pillow for your head, a blanket if you prefer. I'm just going to grab a jumper. I'm going to turn my lights down here. Alexa, lights on. So that I don't blind myself with the bright lights. You might want to adjust your lighting where you are. So I'm going to do the meditation seated and talk you through a guided meditation. You're quite welcome to continue to sit if that's what you prefer, or if you want to lie down into Savasana, then do that. Make yourself comfortable on the floor. Get socks on, something warm, or music if you wish. wish, do anything you wish. Pause me if you're watching the rerun and get yourself really comfortable. Have your palms facing up, your jaw relaxed, your eyes gently closed. Think of yourself lying on a comfortable bed. Imagine it's not the floor beneath you, but something that's soft, comfortable, enveloping to your body so that you're sinking down. You're really allowing your body to let go of the tension that you might be holding in the shoulders or the hips. Breathing gently through your nose. Maybe starting to notice that breath, noticing the belly as it rises and falls. Perhaps you're still at that place where the thoughts are racing, maybe the thoughts are flooding in. Maybe the thoughts of tomorrow are coming back. We're not going to worry if that happens, we're just going to let that happen. We're not going to hold those thoughts, we're going to let them drift by. So if you're at the place where you can just focus on your breath, continue to focus on your breath, entering and exiting your body. If you're at the stage where the thoughts are just coming in and you're not able to sit without lots of thoughts coming up, then that's okay. We're just going to let them come and we're going to let them go. Imagine them drifting past and just placing each thought outside of the mat, and just keep doing that over and over again. I want you to notice the body. Notice the body lying on the mat. And let's place a circle of light around our body. Think of this light as something that is securing the body, allowing us to relax deeper because we are safe in our circle of light. You are safe in your homes. You are safe where you are. Everything inside of the circle, your whole body, is safe. And outside of the circle, we're just placing all of those unwanted thoughts, placing some of that emotion that you may have had today, just letting it drift away from us, so that inside the circle, you're comfortable, secure, relaxed. Take a deep breath and almost sigh that air out. Feel that air leaving you. Feel the body rest deeper. You're starting to let go so that you can totally relax. You may want to do that again, taking a deep breath in, sighing that air out, feeling the weight of the world lifting from your shoulders, feeling that tension leave your body, safe inside your circle of light, comfortable, relaxed, eyes gently rested. And the breath now even, and we're going to start to bring ourselves inwards, feeling like we're coming in from that circle of light towards the body. As we step closer and closer to ourselves, we can start to tap into that rhythm of the breath, entering and exiting the body. Body slowly easing down onto the mat. Just keep feeling the breath as it comes in and out. Perhaps you can feel it at your nostrils, perhaps your chest, perhaps your belly. And focus on that sensation as you rest down onto the mat. Letting go of the tension, feeling safe within your circle of light. Comfortable, relaxed, rested. Any tension is leaving the body. Any thoughts, worries or concerns are placed outside of the circle, away from us. Keep coming in towards yourself. Every time you become distracted, keep coming into your body, stepping closer to yourself. As if you're trying to give yourself a hug. Almost a gentle pat to the shoulder, a securing hand on your shoulder. And that shoulder and that hand connection makes you feel even more relaxed so that you can let go deeper. You can sink down onto your mat, totally relaxed, completely rested, safe in your head and your body, letting go of tension and worries and concerns. Eyes close gently, the mouth close gently, the jaw released. Perhaps just swallowing or licking your lips. And just going with that breath in and out of your nose, letting that sensation of that breath is what you're tapping into. If you become distracted, don't worry, just bringing yourself back again. Sound of your breath, sensation of your breath. Reminding yourself of the circle of light around your body, keeping you safe and secure so that you can let go of the tension, so you can completely rest, safe in the knowledge that you are secure. And we're going to bring our attention back into the room. We're still thinking of that light circling our body. And notice that feeling with your eyes open, that feeling of safety. Knowing that light is there, keeping you safe, secure. Reminding yourself you can step into that circle of light whenever you need. Use it to recharge your batteries, renew your energy. Let go of any unwanted stress and tension and move it away from you. Take a deep breath now and feel your whole body start to recharge and refuel. Exhale any unwanted thoughts, feelings, emotions. And then when you're ready, come to a seated position with your head upwards. Sitting in our comfortable cross-legged position with our hands to our knees or fingers in Jnana Mudra. Forefinger and thumb together, spine in an upright position, shoulders gently relax and eyes close softly. As you inhale, take the breath down to the base of the spine and exhale to the skull. Inhale down to the base of the spine and exhale to the skull. Rotate the palms, the heart center. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next week.